Perkins here from informationonsurrogacy.com, and I'd like to welcome you to our next installment of the Gestational Surrogacy Diaries. Today, I met my potential intended parents for the first time. Now again, I won't be using their real names, but we can call them Rachel and John, and they have a 6-year-old son named Kevin. Now, I met them in a very strange place. It's a couple of days after Thanksgiving, and I actually met them at the airport, of all places. Coincidentally, they happened to be flying through the airport nearest my town, and so it seemed like it made the most sense to just go and meet them there. So we met outside the gates so that we didn't have to go through airport security at a restaurant to get to know one another. It's really important that you take the time to meet your potential intended parents in person before you've committed to anything. They can sound wonderful on the phone or on paper or on email, but until you actually meet somebody in person and you're able to pick up those personality traits that may or may not work well with your own personality, or you're able to feel if there might be just something off about a potential set of people to work with, whether that's a surrogate mother or the intended parents, you really need to meet them in person so you can determine that. We would usually, we were going through an agency, and usually we would meet online or with a 3-way phone call with the agency first. But because of the unique circumstances surrounding the fact that they happened to be in my town and it was more convenient to do that, we did that instead. I did bring with me a gift both for Rachel and John and for Kevin. I always bring gifts, especially when I'm meeting people for the first time. It's something that is a little bit about my personality that I like to do. I like to bring them something local. It shows that I was thinking about them. In this case, I brought them a box of chocolates with a Florida theme. We're in Florida here. And I brought their son a necklace with an alligator paw on it, which was just something for him to bring to school and show off and have a little fun with, and something that they could remember me by. Tips for meeting, I think it went very well. They're wonderful people, and I instantly bonded with the intended mother, which is very, very important to have some sort of a bond there. These are people that you would want to hang out with if it wasn't for a surrogacy journey, with people that you'd like to go out and do things with, that you'd invite to your house for dinner. Those are the types of people that you'd be looking for here. It's extremely important that you be yourself. The last thing you want to do is pretend you're somebody else, especially somebody you think that they want in a surrogate, or likewise in a set of intended parents meeting a surrogate. Reason being is if you're all fake and that's not how you really are, when it gets tough, and it will get tough during the course of a journey, it's going to get a lot more difficult. You want to match with people that think the same way that you do. They feel the same way on some important issues, such as selective reduction. If you don't feel that you would ever, under any circumstances, reduce the number of babies that you are carrying, it's important to let them know that. There are lots of intended parents that feel the same way and lots that don't. But it's important to have that out there and open and on the table so that you know once and for all if these are the right people to work with. It's also important for you to look for any red flags. Again, that's anybody or anything that's odd. You know, for instance, one of the questions that's pretty common among intended parents for a surrogate is, does anybody in your house smoke? Well, it's very important that nobody smokes in the house. That's not good. Secondhand smoke or firsthand smoke is not good for a fetus. And it's a very logical and normal question to have. And if a surrogate were to say no, but then the intended parents could smell stale cigarette smoke on her clothing or her husband's clothing, then that might not be somebody that you'd want to work with. So you'd want to look for those red flags, just avoiding eye contact on certain topics, that type of thing. Something that maybe you can't precisely put your finger on, but something just doesn't seem right. So that's why it's very, very important to meet each other in person. And usually you can walk away from such a meeting knowing if you really do want to work with that person or if this is something that you need to pass on. But you need to trust your instincts, and they do as well. So again, we met Rachel and John for the first time, and we're looking forward to seeing if this is a match and they feel the same way.